Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delta T Racing. It's Thursday night, so it's time for Division 2. We're coming this week, round number 8 from Interlagos in Brazil. And it's a night where Hammers can sew up the Division 2 championship if results go in his way. I think he needs 13 points, 14 points to be sure. So basically a third place, so anywhere on the podium, and Hammers will claim the championship today. But in second place, if I just get the standings up, in second place we got Hummer on 75 points, so currently 65 points behind Hammers, top of the pile on 140. Bob Spun on 72 points and Bogarowski also on 72 points. So those four are still in the title battle. Last week we had a win for Hammers at Japan. We'll see how he gets on this week. So right, okay, Hummer is the first. Oh no, Ralph is, sorry, apologies. Ralph is the first person out of the pits. First onto a hot lap, so we'll jump on with him and see how he's getting on. We'll keep an eye on his teammate Hummer as well, just behind him. Okay, so Ralph coming round towards the final sector now. Does have Hummer very close, so Hummer has closed up on him here, so I think Hummer's going to have the quicker time, but we'll see what Ralph can do crossing the line and setting the benchmark for the rest of the drivers. Excuse me. He's going to jump onto our championship leader Hammers in a minute, who is on a lap. His teammate Bogarowski in on an out lap, so Hummer with a 108.5 4.9, so it certainly was a lot quicker than Ralph. So what did I get there? 1.4 seconds. So good opening there from Hummer. So just see how Hammers is getting on coming round into the final sector. We've got a Haas just about to go on to the start-finish line, which is Barjar. See how Hammers is doing. 52.4. Obviously got no benchmark up against him. Barjar up into 5th place. Let's go back to Hammers and see what he does across the line. That's the shortest route possible, and a 109.4. So a stonking lap by Hummer so far. Okay, who do we have? Skipper just starting the lap. Then we have an Alpine, which will be Pavlosidor. Let's see who is on a lap. Is it Brother Adam or Connor next? It's Brother Adam. I missed him up into 5th, 109.7. So Pac-Man has him Brother. Good to see Pac-Man racing. Ferrari haven't had a driver for the last couple of weeks, obviously work commitments getting in the way, but Pac-Man available today. Unfortunately, Brother Berserk seems to be that sort of share a shift, so one of them works late and the other one doesn't. So hopefully we'll have one or the other available each week, but good to see him back. Nevertheless, does have oodles of pace, Pac-Man. Just needs a little bit more patience, I think, sometimes on his racing. He knows that he's quicker than the car in front. It's just line it up and make that clean overtake rather than catch it and get past as quick as you can. There we go, so Pac-Man coming round the final sector now. Bog putting in a slow lap there, 110.5. I think that was a pull-out lap, so we'll jump back to him in a minute. But Pac-Man here with a purple sector 2, so this could be a good time for Pac-Man, pushing hopefully down into the 108s. Notice the Cats is there with a 109.1 and Bob 109.2 slotting in there whilst I wasn't looking. And Pac-Man's off the pile, 108.403. I did say he has pace, this boy, and I think he will always be good in the race. As I say, just needs that little bit more patience. Bog now coming round onto the start-finish line. With 2 out laps, we'll see what time he can pop in. A 109.3 up into 6th place for Bogarowski. Okay, next across the line, Scully coming into the pits, teammate double. Double also coming into the pits. Right, okay, so I think we're getting towards the end of the first runs now, so we're just waiting for people to go out on their second runs as they're coming for the fresh softs on. 108.4, that was a quick time. Quick look and see what the pole position time was yesterday. 108 flat was the pole position time yesterday by Athanasu, who is just a qualifying genius who can pull a lap out. He's also pretty quick in the race as well, just suffers from a few incidents, shall we say, that unfortunately seem to drop him down, but had a good race yesterday until the safety cars unfortunately ruined it for him. But a 108.4 would have put, that time would have put Pac-Man in 4th position yesterday in Division 1 on the starting grid, so pretty decent initial effort by him. Okay, who is out? Skipper and Pavlosador both very low on the RS, so I think that is a recovery lap back to the pit, as is Barjar as well. So on outlaps we've got Hummer, Lakatsis, Bob Spun and Ralph. Bob's going to be the first one to cross the line, so we'll watch a bit of Bob. I know Bob having wheel issues tonight prior to the race, so hopefully they'll settle down for him, but there is potential that for the first lap of the race he might not have a fantastic steering, but it seems to come back on lap 2, or at least that's what happened last night. But we'll keep an eye on him, but obviously we have to forgive him for any transgressions tonight on the opening lap. And there we are, popping in a purple sector 1. And if he carries on like that, he'll be starting with no steering from the front of the grid. That'll be interesting. But no, Bob has improved quite a lot actually over the last couple of seasons, and recently becoming more interested in car setup, just trying to get it right for him, just trying to eke out that little bit more speed. So losing the back end there, but managed to recover it. Going to cost him a couple of tenths though. So yeah, good to see an improvement by Bob. Obviously 3rd in the championship at the moment, and still in with a realistic chance of winning it, although Hammers does have a commanding lead so far. Right, okay, Bob, what are you going to pop in? A 108.8, so down into the 108s for him. Cements himself in 3rd place for the moment. We've then got Hummer has just crossed the line. I don't think he has improved on his 108.5, he hasn't. Okay, who is next? The Alpine of Lakatsis has invalidated, so he's going to pull into the pits, change those tyres and go again. We've then got a McLaren of Hammers. Let's keep an eye on Hammers whilst we keep an eye on everybody else. Ralph popping it up into 6th place with a 109.3 there. Scully, next double, no, can't tell who that goes on with, but never mind. Okay, let's jump back to Hammers. Okay, a 10th up on his time, needs a bit more, well, needs a second more than that to secure pole position. But so far, no pole position at all for Hammers this year. It just goes to show that you don't actually need it. You don't need to have that 1 lap pace to put yourself on pole position each week. If you're up there or thereabouts and your racecraft is good, you will make up positions. And Hammers has proved that by multiple wins this year. How many wins does he have? Let's have a quick look. He's got 3 wins this year, and 6 podiums out of 7 races that we've competed in so far. So that's pretty good consistency, to be honest with you, which actually proves why he is in the position that he is. He is cutting the beam now, 109.0, so pops himself up into 4th place. So we'll be on the 2nd row of the grid. Pac-Man 3 tenths up on his time, my goodness me. 108.091. That is insane. Absolute insane pace. Half a second clear of Hummer. Cracking that there by Pac-Man. Absolutely cracking that. Bog crossing the line there, popping up into 5th place with a 109.135, so just behind his teammate. Currently the McLaren's in 4th and 5th. Double pulling into the pits there. Scully invalidated, so he'll be going again. Then who do we have? Pavlosidor. He's on an out lap, so just about to start. I think it's Man Like Donkey. Yep, crosses the line and pops himself up into 4th place. Relegated the McLaren's down into 5th and 6th, so sharing the 3rd row together. Hammer's coming in. Bob will probably come in at the end of this lap as well. So Scully just about to start his quick lap now. Let's see who else we could jump on with. A bit further ahead is Pavlosidor. We see how Hav's getting on, coming into the final sector. His teammate Lucacius on an out lap as well. Again, Lucacius, another driver that has improved throughout the season. Regularly now pushing towards the front of the grid. There we go, Pavlosidor now wringing the neck of his Alpine and deciding to pit. Okay, that's not. That one, Composite, is on a lap looking to improve on his 110.5. Can he jump himself up into the 109s? And can't, 110.360. Struggling a little bit for pace round here at the moment, Composite. I'm not sure what the weather is. I do wonder if anybody has any set up. Right, okay, it's Scully 109.4. Looks like he'd aborted that lap by the amount of VRS he has, so Scully will be going for it, but invalidates straight away there. Such a tricky corner that you need to cut it, but if you cut it too much, it'll either unsettle the car or give you a penalty. Bob's not on a lap either by the looks of it. No, definitely not. Right, okay, so who is on a lap? So behind, so Scully. Scully will be coming around and starting. Bajar's on an out lap and in the outfield. Okay. Is Skipper on a lap? It's 0.073 up on his time, so I think Skipper is the only person on a lap at the moment. We've got the House of Bajar coming into the pits now. Scully will be next to go round. I think he is going to pit as well. Yeah, absolutely. And behind him we've got Bob Spun, who will continue. So Bob's gone for a recharge and a second go. Lucacius, how's he getting on coming into the final set of 1.6 down, so not good for him. He will abort and peel into the pits. You see just how Skipper gets on. No, he's aborted as well. So Bob, stay on board with Bob and see how he is doing. So no rain expected at all during the qualification, so it's going to be a dry session. I don't know about the race as we stand. We'll do just bring up Bob's stats whilst he's going round. So he runs car number 7. He's had 5 wins to his name, 12 podiums. Best qualification, has had pole position. He hasn't won a championship yet, drivers or constructors. But I think that's only a matter of time. 2 pole positions. He's amassed 346 points, 2 fastest laps. Best championship finish of 3rd. And 7 DNFs. which isn't bad, to be honest, in 42 races. So 7 DNFs in 42 races. So let's get rid of that and jump back, see if he is actually on a lap at all. No, back it off again. Okay, so Bob will be heading back to the pits. I'm not sure if he's going to get there in time. Okay, so Hummer is going to be the next across the line. I didn't see his split time, but Pac-Man also starting the lap. We've got the McLarens also on laps, so Hummer slightly slower. We've got the McLarens now coming towards the end of sector 3. I think Scully on an out lap in the Alpha. His teammate double with a purple sector 2. It's a good effort. Let's see if he can pull something out in sector 3 and catapult himself up. Currently in 12th position, moves up to 10th, so not a huge movement, but a movement nevertheless. Hammers does improve on his time, but only 1 position in places. Bog is next across the line. See if he can improve. He doesn't, but he's backed off and going for a second run here. We had the Aston Martins behind Havoc Connor into the final sector. We'll see what his split time is. So I'm trying to catch as many as I can here, but I know I'm going to be missing a lot of people. Yeah, 12 seconds down. So how are the Red Bulls doing? Bob coming into the pits to catch the second out lap. Oh, dear me, trying to catch somebody. Skipper going wide at turn number 2 there. So unfortunately invalidating that lap. Scully to cross the line next, pops himself up into 9th position. Looks like Double is going to see the lap out, see what time he can. He's not got much ERS to go for a second run, so that might be a bit of a mistake there. But Connor now completing his laps in the pits. Bob and Hummer also finished, so they won't improve on their time. Bog doesn't improve on his time, so currently in 8th position. We've then got the Haas of Bajar coming across in and stays in 12th position. Who's next? Double's going to be Scully. No, it was the Ferrari Pac-Man. I think Pac-Man aborted. I'll be honest, I don't see how you could improve on that lap. It was pretty much a cracking lap. Right, one of the Alpines now, is that Pav? No, it was the Cats is up into 4th position with a 108.7 to see what Pav can do. 109.4, so it does not improve on his time there. We then got the Williams of Skipper, who has aborted into the pit. Scully. Scully. No, he has finished for the day. Double. Yeah, he's not going to improve. So last man on track is Man Like Donkey, who has aborted that lap as well. So that is the grid set. Hummer. Oh, sorry, Pac-Man taking pole position by nearly half a second from Hummer in second. So absolute stonking lap by Pac-Man. Expecting to be very quick in the race as well. Hummer in second position, Bob Spun's third, Lacatsis fourth, and Man Like Donkey rounding out the top 5. We'll run through the full grid in a moment. But I cannot speak highly enough of that lap from Pac-Man. A 108.0 is not an easy time to do, and as I say, would be very much at home in Division 1. Just reading the chat. Dry qualification and race. Thank you, Skipper, for giving me that information. So it doesn't look like we're going to see any moisture in this round. Might not be a bad thing. Normally a safety car or two at Brazil, which can cause havoc. I myself have unfortunately retired twice behind the safety car. Not one of my most favourite tracks. But well, it is my favourite track. It just doesn't like me. But anyway, back to today. Pac-Man taking pole position with that stonking 108.091. Hummer in second. Then on the second row, we've got Bob Spun and Lacatsis. Third row, Man Like Donkey and Hammers. Then we've got in seventh place, Connor. Eighth, Bogorovsky. Ninth, Scully. 10th, Skipper. 11th, Ralph. 12th, Double. 13th, Pavlosidor. 14th, Brother Adam. 15th, Composite, and bringing up the rear is Bajar Panty in the Haas. So let's see what the race has in store for us this week.
Welcome to Sao Paulo, which has been host to Formula One races since 1973. So sit back and relax for what is sure to be a fantastic Brazilian Grand Prix. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today.
Welcome back, everybody. We have started the formation lap, so let's just jump up and see what tyres everybody has gone for. Pretty much as expected, mediums and hards. We have 4 people going for hards, which is Man Like Donkey in the Red Bull, so a split strategy from his teammate Bob in third on the mediums. Then Connor in the Aston Martin on hards, again splitting Brother Adam on the medium compound. Ralph on hards for the AlphaTauri, again his teammate on the medium. So we've got a lot of split strategies here. Pavlosidor going for hards and the Catsis on medium. So yeah, 4 people on hards, the rest on mediums. Might be a safety car or 2 here, so we'll probably see a fair few pit stops and maybe a late dash for the soft tyres. Not quite sure if the mediums will stretch far enough to go onto the softs. I was aiming to do that myself yesterday, but unfortunately didn't make it that far to actually be able to tell you. But I think a medium soft is possible at a stretch, but medium hard is the more comfortable strategy to go for. So Pac-Man getting those tyres as warm as he can, looking for a good start off the line and to try and keep that lead going into turn number 1. We have Hummer. We see what kind of camera it gives us this week at the start. Sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be downright dreadful. But let's pray for a good one. Right, okay, here we go, everybody lined up. Let's get back to the front. Fair decent camera actually, so we're waiting for the lights. And they didn't go out, but we are off. And a cracking start by Hummer there into turn number 1. So just keep it inside. So they are side by side going into the back straight. Let's just see if there was anything happening behind. I think it all looks pretty clean, other than Composite, who seems to have a problem. But Pac-Man keeping the lead going into turn number 4, I think it was. Yep. So Pac-Man maintaining his position. Hammers on the move, up 3 positions. And just as I go to him, he drops to the back of the field. So it'd be another big recovery drive from Hammers. Not sure if there was contact there as I clicked over, but unfortunately just saw him spinning round. So Bog up into 5th position. He's now up the 3 places, but Pac-Man and Hummer look quite comfortable in front. We're just waiting. See, it's a bit difficult to tell at the moment until the timing sorts itself out. But nevertheless, a good start from Pac-Man, now 0.8 or 0.7 clear. So Hummer needs to keep with him as best he can without wasting too much of his ERS. They're pretty much even on ERS at the moment, so the pace is there. But if Hummer can just stay within that 1 second, he can get the ERS, the DRS zone, should I say. Right, a bit further back. Have we got any moves going on? Oh dear, a bit of Pavlosidor and Barjar having a bit of a tete-a-tete there. Luckily, doesn't seem to be any damage and no casualties. Hammers, geez, Hammers, that's a big job from there, 16th, but it is possible. And so we've seen you do it before, but you just need to make up the 13 places to be crowned champion today. But Pac-Man now has cleared that 1 second gap in front, setting in a purple sector 2 as well. So I expect this to be another fastest lap for him. So just over that second mark. 111.171 from Pac-Man. DRS is now enabled. Scully as well, doing well in 7th place. So moved himself up a couple of positions, obviously one of those being Hammers. Pac-Man now a 1.5 seconds clear, and Hummer actually coming under more pressure from Lukatsis than he is putting on Pac-Man. Lukatsis also bringing Bob Spun with him. Bob down 1 position from the start, but nothing to worry about. Right, okay. Came down ever so slightly there, but now it's back up again to 1.6, so I think it was just the braking into a corner and the timing. So we should have all of the timings correct now. Who is going to be closest? Skipper. Now overtaking here, if you are sensible, you do not do it on the start finish straight. You use the start finish straight to pull yourself there in under DRS. Double, making up a position there on brother Adam, and then losing it straight back again on that corner. And now got Connor sniffing all over the back of him. Double makes the move on, Double makes the move on brother Adam, so he's got the 2 Aston Martins, just ahead of the 2 Aston Martins now. We'll see if he can close that 3.2 seconds to Skipper ahead and bring himself pretty much on the back of the bunch, other than Pac-Man, who is just, he's doing a bit of a Max Verstappen here and disappearing. So nearly 2 seconds clear lap number 4, so it's half a second a lap, which equates to the advantage that he had in qualifying, so carrying that forward to the race. Bog, what's happened to Bog? Oh no, Bog. Not a good day for the McLarens so far. So he's starting quite well in qualifying, moving their way up, and now pretty much at the back of the field. So I'm not sure what happened there, whether that was contact or whether that was a snap of too much power. Bob now making the move on Lukatsis, so up into 3rd place. I think he looked ahead and saw Hummer getting away slightly and wanted that back. But Hummer is closing, putting the gap in a little bit on Pac-Man, so maybe he was just taking it a bit easy over the first couple of laps. but we'll see, still a long way to go. Right, okay, this seems to be where the battle is at the moment. We've got in 5th place Man Like Donkey with Scully and Skipper right behind him. In fact, let's jump on board with Scully, see if he can make a move on Man Like Donkey. As I say, the main thing is to stay within DRS here. Just knock something over, apologise for the noise there. Excuse me for just one moment. Okay, yes, as I was saying, do not overtake on the start-finish line. Use that to line yourself up, and if you can get yourself a good launch out of here, this is where you make the move. If you do it on the start-finish line, you can immediately just be re-overtaken again. Okay, so Bajar losing the position, I think, to Ralph. Brother Adam. So this is where the fight is at the moment, but Bob has now closed right up onto the back of Hummer. Hummer dropping 2.1 seconds behind. The Cats has picked up a 3-second penalty. Obviously can be very painful when you get to the end of a race. I checked if we're live. Yes, we are live. That's what we're doing. It's a bit late now, considering I've gone through qualifying and 6 laps of the race, but never mind. Right, okay, so Bob spun. Is he going to line up the move? So he's closing under DRS. Just needs to get himself a decent drive here. If you can get flat on the throttle early as you turn in, you can get a really good launch around this corner. And with the use of a bit of ERS and a bit of DRS, you can make that move. So Hammer's moving up 2 positions there. Or was it 3 positions? It might have been a triple overtake, and I completely missed that, Hammers. I hope you got footage of that, because I'd like to see that later, mate. So Connor is all over the back of Double now. Brother Adam did make the move back on Double, so Brother Adam back up into 8th position, and Connor sniffing around the rear end of Double. That sounds a bit wrong, but you know what I mean. Bob Spun, I think, is going to go for a move here now within half a second of Hummer in front. Hummer dropping off the pace 2.5 seconds off of Pac-Man. Skipper getting past Scully there. Right, okay, Bob, are you going to line it up here? That's it. Coat back early, turn in, get on that throttle. Excellent. Good. Bit of ERS, DRS, and the move is made. There we go. Bob Spun up into 2nd place, and we'll now try and reduce that gap down to Pac-Man in front. So Hummer, after taking pole position, 2nd position, down into 3rd position now. Okay, let's see if we can actually catch some overtakes. We've got Connor, Double, and Brother Adam trio here. So Skipper dropping about a second behind Man Like Donkey now. So just losing touch slightly. Has Skipper right behind him, who I'm sure is going to take advantage of the DRS very, very shortly. Bog will be praying for a safety car right now. Connor making the move round the outside of Double, but Double saying not today, thank you very much, I would like the position back, and takes it there. But Connor can use this to just line himself up nicely here and then make the move along the next straight. He's so much quicker here though, because Double is flashing away, has used pretty much all of his ERS, so we'll be losing power, whereas Connor in front is being very canny with his and has quite a lot available. So DRS is open for Double, but I don't think there's going to be enough there to be able to make the move. So the Aston Martin's on the move up into 8th and 9th. Hammer's closing in on the back of double as well, 1.8 seconds behind now after that early spin, making his way back up through the field. Getting a few gaps starting to appear now. Composite, I went the wrong way, all over the back of Pavlosidor, so he wants that 12th position. If he can, the gap at the front closing. What's going on? Has Pac-Man made a mistake? I think Pac-Man might have made a mistake because that gap has come down to 1.5 seconds. Either that or Bob has been chipping away at it without me looking. So Connor still on the back of his teammate. Composite looking to make a move down the start-finish line, which he does easily, but Pavlosidor, as I say, if he is sensible, will be able to stick in behind. Composite lost out there, so I completely missed that. So anyway, right, where is the next battle going on? So as I say, Connor's still behind. Hammers has closed in a further half a second on double, so he'll soon be looking to work his way into the points. Skipper again closing on the back of Man Like Donkey. So that gap is out to about 1.5 seconds. So again, I'm not sure if that is a mistake or just tire degradation. But Skipper closing in on Man Like Donkey, wants that 5th place. Getting good, lining it up there. I'll jump on board with him and see how he gets through the S's here. Not a fantastic drive. Struggled to make the move on this lap. Meanwhile, Scully 1.4 seconds further back. There we go, get a decent camera. Okay, next. Let's see where the battles are. But what I have noticed is that Bob is closing in on Pac-Man. Gap down to 1.1 seconds. That was up at over 2, well, nearly 2.5 seconds at one point. Ralph making his way past Barjar up into 14th. But this gap at the front is coming down. Hammers does indeed make it past double. Is it? Looks like doubles have a bit of a moment. Hopefully that wasn't contact, but I think it was again probably just a bit of an over-exuberance on the throttle and spinning in that kind of corner. So a couple of dangerous reset points here. It's at that final corner, if you spin off too much, it will reset you onto the middle of the track. Here on turn 1, it has been known to actually reset you back into the middle of the track. So yeah, it does need a bit of tweaking. Hopefully with F124 out soon, we're all holding our breath a little bit that it's going to at least have some improvement. Connor putting pressure on his teammate now. Jump back to the front for the moment. So say Bob is closing that gap down 1.2 seconds. If he can get it to within, oh excuse me, if under the second, then he will have the advantage of DRS, and then make Pac-Man use his ERS while he conserves his. Connor is now past his teammate, Brother Adam. So at last, Connor making his way past his teammate up into 8th. We'll see if he can make a dent into that 4 seconds on Scully ahead. Skipper closing on the back of Man Like Donkey, but just doesn't seem to have the grunt to actually make the pass. What we'll do is get the tyres up as a reminder. Let's say 12 laps. pretty much everybody, nobody making a pit stop yet. Pac-Man, what's happened to Pac-Man? He's down 3 places. Oh, Pac-Man, have you spun? But the cat sits right behind you now. I think Pac-Man might be struggling a bit on his tyres. He's going to lose a position here. No, he's holding the inside line. Let's keep it nice and clean. Pac-Man takes it tight, which is good. Gets a good exit from there. So I think Pac-Man's going to be able to pull away here. The Catsis will have the advantage of DRS. But I don't think he's close enough, and certainly doesn't have much ERS by the looks of it. Brother Adam has made a pit stop now, so Brother Adam, the first person to make a pit stop. Where is that going to bring him out? Still ahead of Bog, so a long road ahead for Bog here. So Pac-Man, not quite sure what happened there. I say we just noticed him tumbling down, so a little bit of, I think, whoa, and the cat's just nearly losing the back end. I wonder if that's what happened to Pac-Man. Seems to be the tyres are starting to go off now. He needs to really feather the throttle around there to get grip. But I think we could see some of the medium tyres hitting soon. I certainly don't think it's going to be a medium soft. Bob Spun be happy enough, inheriting the lead. As he showed good pace, was closing on Pac-Man anyway. Whether he got himself within that DRS zone or not, I think the pressure probably got a little bit to Pac-Man, obviously with tyre degradation as well. But still in it. He's only 6.8 seconds behind the leader. And Pac-Man's proved that he can have about half a second advantage. Scully picking up a penalty there. He's still doing really well in 7th position. Although Connor is closing that gap down to 2.7 seconds, was 4 seconds at one point. And Hammer's also hunting behind in 9th place, 2.6 seconds further back. Ralph and Pavlosidor, what the... Quite sure what happened there. Have we got anybody with damage? Don't think we have. Okay, looks like there might have been a little bit of contact there. Ralph and Pavlosidor, neither of them wants to give up. Pavlosidor going for the inside. I think he probably knows a bit better than that, but has the Williams composite braking late behind him. Pav will have the DRS here, but has no ERS, whereas Ralph in front does have some to defend. That's very late on the brakes. And that's unfortunately knocked Ralph wide, and Ralph loses another couple of positions. So, oh! Brother Adam is round, so not having had the best of second part of the race here for Brother Adam. Was doing quite well at one point. Pac-Man now into the pits. He goes for a set of hards, rightly so, will take him to the end of the race. So fresh tyre, we'll see if the undercut works. Virtual safety car, why have we got a virtual safety car? I can't see anybody. Right, okay, do not speed under the safety car. It goes up and down here. It's very easy to get caught out. Did that last night. Pavlosidor picking up a 5-second penalty. Speeding in the pit lane. So I would expect pretty much everybody at the front now to come in and ditch those mediums and put on the hards. It's unfortunate for Pac-Man, who had just pitted, was looking to try and get the undercut on the top two, but it looks like they're pretty much going to get a very cheap pit stop. Hummer continuing. Well, virtual safety car has ended, that is why, but Bob still deciding that now is the time to come in and put fresh tyres on. Lakatsis also follows. Man Like Donkey continues. Skipper continues. Scully continues. Obviously Connor and Pac-Man will, because they're on the hards. What will Hammers do? He'll continue as well. 16 lap old medium. Safety car. We have a full safety car. Why? Ralph? Well, Ralph! Where are you, Ralph? Do miss an awful lot of crashes on here. I think people are probably quite happy, to be honest, that they don't have to relive it. But again, it would be actually good to see exactly what happened there. But we have our first retirement of the day, and it's Ralph in the AlphaTauri, number 17. But this is going to give the guys at the front a very cheap pit stop now. Man Like Donkey not wanting to pit this early on. Well, he probably could go onto the mediums actually and take me through. Bajar picking up a drive-through penalty. I feel your pain, sir. So Hummer is coming in and will ditch those mediums and put a fresh set of hards on. Man Like Donkey 17 seconds behind. He is going to come in and ditch those, put a fresh set on, as is Skipper. Scully will do the same. Bob spun now. We'll see where he is. He going to re-inherit the lead. Hummer going for softs. That's bloody brave. You're not going to get 17 laps out of softs. You're going to be quick as hell, but you're not going to have the longevity. You're going to have to pit again. Perhaps he is banking on there being another safety car. So Hummer does retain the lead. So Hammer's into the pits. Hammer's going softs as well. Okay, well, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on them. I think the tyres are going to drop off if the mediums are struggling after sort of 12 to 14 laps. I can't see what the softs are going to do 18 laps, including the one that we are on, but I hope to be proved completely wrong. Bog in 11th place, on the cusp of the points, also going in for the soft tyres. So we have a real traffic light system now of, well, we've obviously got no greens, we have white, but yeah, so Hummer will be quick away. Bob's Bum will have more longevity, so will be quicker at the end, as will the Katsis, who is just behind him. Man Like Donkey on the medium should be able to reach the end of the race without too much of a problem. And Brother Adam gives him a chance to get back in the pack after, as they're showing, good pace. Him and his teammate Connor are working their way up through the field. I think they were in 7th and 8th at one point. Brother Adam having a couple of minor incidents. I'm not sure if there was contact on one, on this other one that was just a bit of over exuberance, I think, dropping him towards the back of the field. But now we'll be able to catch up. And there's still a long way round. Still in the last sector, whilst the safety car has just gone through turn number 4. Bajar has been lapped. Oh goodness me, who's he got behind him? Well, who's he got in front of him? So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 in front of him. So he has come out. He's ahead of Skipper. Yeah. So that could cause a bit of an issue at the restart. Obviously, Barger will try and get out the way as best he can. The safety car will be out for well, it's going to be one more lap. Just giving the people at the back a chance to catch up. Bog is now on the back of the field. Just waiting for Composite to catch up. He's not too far down the road, and he's bringing Pavlosador with him. A bit further back we have Brother Adam, but he will catch this up probably by about turn number 4. So I think we'll be good to go this lap. 16 laps to go, including the one that we are on. Hummer leading so far in the AlphaTauri. Bob Spun in second in the Red Bull, and then the Alpine of the Katzis in third place. Man Like Donkey in fourth as well, so second and fourth for Red Bull. Looking good for them. Constructors' points. One thing we haven't really discussed is the constructors' points, because it's a bit one-sided. 212 points for McLaren and 126 points for Red Bull. So Red Bull will close up looking at it at the moment, but obviously still a long way to go. But oh, what the earth has happened there? Composite has just... It looks like we've had trouble under the safety car. Let's get rid of that and jump back to see what is going on. So who's not got a wing? Bog has got no front wing. So Bog has hit somebody, so either... Right, okay, so anyway, let's jump back to the front. Obviously not a great race for Bog. He did say to me before that he doesn't have great pace around here, but he's hoping for a top 8. Just wanted to keep out of trouble, but it's been nothing but trouble for him, I think, tonight. But we'll see. But Hummer is away and gets a good start there. Bob Spun getting caught just a little bit further back to see what is going on. That is actually really good to see from Barjai. He's trying to get himself out of the way, but he is probably putting himself more in the way on that left-hand side than anything. But never mind, he is... Let everybody through now. Okay, so back to the front. Hammers making a move on Connor there. Pac-Man in 9th position, so really has lost out on this pit stop phase. Obviously had that spin before the first safety car. He decided to pit, unfortunately, under normal racing. Then safety car has given everybody a cheap pit stop. So yeah, currently down in 9th position behind Connor, but will be looking to try and make that move as much as he can. But Hummer up front, 1.6 seconds ahead. That is the tyre compound difference. Pac-Man looking very racy here. I think he's going to try and get past Connor here. Obviously we'll go burning up some of his ERS. Again, probably not the best place to make the move, but he does that. I'm sure Connor will probably let him go and try and gain that position back down the next straight. Just trying to keep an eye on the gaps to see who is closest, if there's anybody likely to make an overtake at the moment. Hummer pick up, but that's massive. 3-second time penalty is huge. That puts Bob Spun in such a strong position now. Pac-Man back on the pace now. I think he's got his head together. Got Connor chasing behind him half a second, but is now closing in and hitting the back of Hammers. So honestly, it's been a complete and utter shit race for the McLaren so far. It's out of pure bad luck. So Pac-Man Unfortunately making contact with the back of Hammers there, so really has gone from bad to worse for Pac-Man. Skipper looking for the move on Man Like Donkey. He's been trying lap after lap after lap before the safety car. He's still trying now, Man Like Donkey, not giving him the position easily. But Skipper should be able to make a move down the back straight here. Although DRS is not active yet, so of course this is all under ERS. It does not make the move. Bob now 2.2 behind Hummer, putting early advantage on the soft tyres. Go as far as you can. Bob pumping in the fastest lap of the race there. This is where the battle is at the moment. Pac-Man gets so close, so late on the brakes when he's behind people. And so you have to allow for the additional braking distance because of the car in front. So you have to brake slightly earlier. If you hit your normal point, you will rear end people. Sometimes it's again very, very too late on the brakes. Eat your tyres up as well if you keep doing that sliding around. You need to be a little bit smoother than that. Pick your braking points just a little bit earlier. Sometimes it's better to be slow in and fast out, and you can make the overtake on the car in front. Skelly and Brother Adam close on the back of Pavlosidor. They want to keep on this Pac-Man. Skipper battle Hammers in 8th position. So recovering from a couple of pumps up the backside today. Well, if it stays as it is, we will elongate the championship to Las Vegas next week. So obviously Hummer second in the championship and Bob Spun third in the championship. Currently first and second in this race. Pac-Man making the move up the inside of Skipper there. Will Skipper have the DRS and enough pace to come back? He doesn't. Pac-Man flashing away there, so has used all but 10% of his ERS, so he's going to struggle to reclaim that. Man Like Donkey just ahead, Bob Spun's teammate, so he's not going to make it easy for him. Both on the same tyre compound, so no advantage or disadvantage there. Man, I think just getting on the throttle a bit early, losing the back end there because he's dropped time to Man Like Donkey. I was expecting him to line up a move there. Hammers now. Right past Connor because Connor comes into the pits. Why is Connor in the pits? Has he got damage? Yeah, front wing, front end plate damage. Unfortunate there for Connor, so it was looking so good for the Aston Martin guys at one point, but then he's still not too bad. And Connor in 12th, Brother Adam up into 8th position again, so pretty much back where he was before he had a couple of moments earlier. Pac-Man still behind Man Like Donkey. Man Like Donkey still within the DRS zone of the Cassis ahead as well, has now dropped out of that So this is going to be an easy move for Pac-Man, but is he going to do it on the start finish, or is he going to be sensible and wait for the back straight? Now. So Man Like Donkey has more ERS, will now have the DRS down the start finish line, down the back straight, sorry. And should be able to close up on Pac-Man. Whether he can make the overtake or not, I'm not 100% sure. But Scully making a move up the inside of Brother Adam there, so Scully up into a decent 8th position. Man Like Donkey didn't make the move back on Pac-Man, so Pac-Man now free to chase after the cats. It's just a second up the road. I'm keeping an eye on that gap at the front. We're just waiting for the Pac-Man have a bit of a squiggle on there as well. You can see just a bit hard on the throttle sometimes, but who am I to speak? He was quicker than my time in qualifying, and he's working his way up into 4th place. Got the gap down to half a second to the Catsis, so obviously within the DRS zone. And then just behind Man Like Donkey, still tagging along, keeps it in that DRS zone. Whoa. Getting so late on the brake, Pac-Man. There we go, should get a good drive out of here. With DRS open, doesn't have much ERS to play with though, so not going to make this move as easy as it could have been, but nevertheless has made the move. Lecats is going slightly wide now, puts himself under pressure. That's not a place to go for a move, Donkey. So Lecatsis and Donkey, a bit of a spin. We've got a yellow there. Man Like Donkey back on track. Lecatsis. Good to see. Good to see. A nice, clean rejoin to track. Just as doubles coming round. No, not bad. Could have been slightly better, but not bad. Not bad. At least he did it fairly safely. Hammer's up in at 5th place. How the hell? Oh, mind you, because he was 7th, and obviously Man Like Donkey and the Cats is tangling. Gap at the front now down to 3.8 seconds. So Bob Spun starting to close that in, but now has Pac-Man in 3rd place, just behind him. Well, I say just behind him, 2.2 seconds behind him. Slightly quicker tyre compound, but we'll obviously see how the longevity goes. Hammer's up the inside there into 4th position, so Hammer's 1 position now away from claiming the championship. Has been a stellar drive for him so far to get back up to where he is after he was last, then making his way up, and then was hit up the backside by Pac-Man, dropped a few positions, now fighting his way back up into 4th position. Bog also doing fairly good on a recovery, 11th position. He was pretty much low, just at one point, just ahead of Barjar. He's a lap down, coming up to 11, 13 seconds out of the points. So we'll see if Hammers can close this gap on the 2 in front. Pac-Man now 1.7 seconds behind Bob Spun. Bob Spun 3.7 behind Hummer. So the tyres are starting to go off slightly on the softs, but not quite as much as I thought they would. So a fair few gaps at the moment. Man Like Donkey is going to be the closest. Is he going to go for a move on Brother Adam? Brother Adam with that 3-second penalty. But also, yeah, just to remember that Hummer in front has that 3-second penalty as well. So Bob doesn't actually need to overtake him. Scully picking up a 3-second penalty there. Could potentially lose him a position or 2 in the final standings. Currently sitting in 8th position, having a good race. Man now has that gap down to 1.2, so he's closing on the back of Bob. Bob now, just 3.2 behind Hummer, so has closed that in, what, 4 or 5 tenths. So I do think the softs are starting to drop off, which is going to be a little bit bad news for Hammers in 4th position. But then he's got Skipper behind him on the same tyre compound, and then another 8.5 second buffer to Brother Adam. So should be okay. And obviously going into the last few laps, you never know what is going to happen. Safety car. That's what's going to happen. Why have we got a safety car? Because of Lacatsis. Oh, Skipper's got a drive-through penalty. Welcome to the club, my friend. So Lacatsis back underway. With just his teammate behind him now. I think Connor getting an illegal overtake there, which is why he stopped to let Lacatsis back. Right, so what are the front going to do? Hummer pits. Bob. Scully picking up a drive-through penalty. Pac-Man stays out. Hummer had to pit really on those softs. He didn't have much of a choice. Hammers will be doing the same. Hopefully he won't lose too many positions. I think he might drop down to about 6th or 7th. Probably just stay ahead of his friend Scully. And another friend of his, Double, but you wouldn't think they were that good friends considering Hammers punted him off in Australia when they were behind the safety car. I think Double was actually leading, and Hammers decided that he'd had enough and gave him a little nudge from behind. And Double will not let Hammers forget that, I can tell you that for nothing. Right, okay, so safety car will be in at the end of next lap regardless, because we have to have 2 racing laps under the safety car at the end. Bob Spun and Pac-Man will be the 2 fighting out for the win. Skipper in a tremendous 3rd position, but does have Hummer behind him on a fresh set of softs, who is going to be rapido. But nevertheless, Skipper doing well up into 3rd position. Perhaps should have come in and got rid of those 14 lap old softs. But with only 2 racing laps left to go, when the safety car comes in, we'll probably be okay. Brother Adam recovering up into 5th, Hammers in 6th on a fresh set of softs, so he will certainly look to get past Brother Adam up into 5th, and probably if Skipper's tyres aren't brilliant, could well find Hammers making his way up into 4th position. There'll be 1 position short of taking the title, I think. Depends where Hummer finishes. I'm just going to have a quick look at the championship. So we've got, so Bob Spun is 68 points behind. Just trying to figure this out in my head. Apologies here. 147, I think we can get to. I am not 100% sure. Oh good, let me just see if I can try and work it out quickly. Safety car will be coming in this lap, giving us 2 races left. 2 laps left of racing. So when will Bob go? Now. Bob's gone now. Got quite a decent little jump on Pac-Man there. And Pac-Man getting a big jump on Hummers. Hammer. Oh, Skipper. Oh, Skipper. Oh, pitted. Skipper pit. What? Oh. Okay, well, that's going to put you pretty much last up, other than Mr. Panty behind you. So, right, okay. Bob's Bun and Pac-Man battling it out for the lead. Hammer's already up into that 4th position. I'm sure he will be itching to work his way past Hammer if he can, and well, win the title completely today. I think he needed 13 points more than Hammer, which would be 10 points. I have no idea, sorry, I'm just trying to do this and work it out, which I can't at the moment. So anyway, Hammers is Pac-Man all over the back. Ah! Hammer's got a penalty, hasn't he? He's got a 3-second penalty, so if Hammers keeps it clean, he will pop himself up in the 3rd place ahead of Hammer anyway. Right, okay, so Hammer and Pac-Man might not end well. Both going down into turn 1. The Cats is putting in the fastest lap of the race there, but only to be expected on a fresh set of tyres. Hammered all over the back of this. Scully coming out of the pits. It was looking so good for Scully at one point, up in sort of the top 6. Unfortunately, dropping down. What's happening to Connor? Connor going a bit wide there again. It's whether it was forced or whether it was self-induced. As we are now entering the final turn, so it looks like Bob is going to hold out for the win. Pac-Man is going to take the 2nd place. Hummer going to finish 3rd on track, but he's going to drop. Oh, he's not going to finish 3rd on track now. I think Hammers is going to actually take that on track as well, and he does. But well done to Bob Spun, taking another victory this year. Pac-Man is 2nd, Hammers 3rd, Man Like Donkey in 4th. Hummer dropping a 5th with the penalties in the end. Bog recovering up into 6th position. Jesus, Bog, I didn't see that at all. And you have snuck your way back up. You said you wanted a top 8. There you go. There you go. Right. Driver today going to Brother Adam there. Let's have a quick look at the final results once they're in. But up and down race, to be honest with you. But I mean, Bob Spun and Pac-Man were pretty much there at the front from start to finish. But very well done there, and congratulations to Hammers. I believe that sews up the title. So a very, very strong season for him, but a great race from Bob Spun, taking victory here. Pac-Man in 2nd place, Hammers rounding out the podium, and I believe, as I say, that gives Hammers the title. I will work it out in a minute. Is it 10 points? Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Man Like Donkey in 4th and Hummer in 5th. Bog recovering into 6th, a great recovery from Bog. Double in 7th, Composite in 8th, 9th, Brother Adam. Bit of an up and down race for him today. Lukatsis looking so good till the last couple of laps. Connor coming home just outside the points in 11th. Then we have Pavlosidor in 12th, Skipper 13th, 14th, Scully 15th, Baja Panty, and 16th. And the only non-finisher today was Ralph. Right, well, that completes round number 8. As I say, I believe that is the championship to Hammers, in which case many, many congratulations to you. Been very dominant and consistent this year. Even when you're forced to the back of the grid, you've managed to recover yourself to the podium. So very well done to you. Some good bracing out there, some little bit of braking techniques perhaps need some fine tuning, but overall good to see. So we will be back next week for round number 9, the penultimate round from Las Vegas. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend. We're obviously back next Wednesday, Division 1, and I will be back here next Thursday for Division 2.